sorry. I understand this is like maybe too much for hair, but like, I'm sorry. I've spent so much of my life trying to get my hair like to be the way that I like, healthy.
So apparently, if you're poor, you're not only expected to struggle, but you're expected to struggle ugly, because somehow this conversation went from, is this salon responsible for damaging this lady hair? Is she getting a refund from, well, if it took you 6 years to save up $200 for a hair appointment, you ain't have no business getting your hair done, no way. And I'm sorry, y'all, but what does her bank account have to do anything with the responsibility of the salon damaging this lady's hair? That's what we're going to be discussing in today's commentary. A lady by the name of Millie hopped on TikTok yesterday and stated that she went to a salon. She's a single mom. She does not have disposable income. She's been saving up for this appointment for years. She finally had the money to go to this salon, went to the salon, and they damaged her hair. And it's just been this whole thing. The lady's TikTok is now deleted because people were harassing her, blowing her business up, pulling up on the salon. It's a whole lot, y'all. So we're going to go ahead and get into it. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And let me go ahead and show y'all Millie's initial video that she posted. This video has over, I think, like 2-3 million views at this point, and it's going rampant. And I'm not gonna lie, if I was a salon, I would close my page down too, because they are getting a lot of backlash because of this situation. At the same time, I'm just so confused how we go from her needing to sue them to, well, if you didn't have $200, why are you getting your hair done? But let me go ahead and show y'all the video, or let me show y'all pictures of how Millie hair looked initially. This is how her hair looked prior to going in the salon. So I would say that the hair is healthy, y'all. I am not a stylist, but it looked luscious. It got a little sheen to it. Like, it looks like she has healthy hair. And this is the video that she posted yesterday after a few days of leaving the salon.
So I am shaking. I'm sorry. I understand this is like maybe too much for hair, but got my hair done at this stupid salon called Vanity Salon and Color Bar in Garner, North Carolina. I got my hair done by Ashlyn. And I have waited 6 years to get my hair done professionally again. I work a minimum wage job, so I work really hard to save my money. And I've just been box dyeing it with black box dye until I was able to go and get a perm. I've really wanted a perm for a really long time. I came in to get one. When we sat down, we did a curl test. She immediately did a curl test on the back of my hair back here. She put the product on, and then she asked me, have you had any bleach in your hair? No, not in over 10 years. Have you had any type of henna? No, never henna. I know henna won't come out, so I never touch henna. Have you box dyed it? Yes, I did box dye it a couple months ago. This is the box dye I used. She looked up the ingredients on the box dye to make sure that none of them would have any interference with the perm that she was about to put on my head. Then she put the perm on my head. And I think she left it on too long. I don't know what happened. But when she was rinsing it out, it felt like when she was pulling through my hair, like I could feel it. Like, I'm sorry, I've spent so much of my life trying to get my hair, like, to be the way that I, like, healthy and long and pretty. And I trusted the salon. I spent over $200 on this. I trusted the salon. So I go in there today because 5 days ago, I called them and let them know that my hair was burned, completely burned. Like, my screen is like blurry right now. Sorry, I accidentally turned it off, but I'm sorry, I'm trying to calm down. 5 days ago, I left a review and I called Ashlyn and I said, this is what happened to my hair. Like, can you please refund me or do something to fix it? She said, no, I told you whenever I did your hair that there was a chance it could melt. And I don't do refunds. And then she hung up on me. So then I called the salon back and I said, hey, my stylist just hung up on me after I asked for a refund. Can I talk to the head of the salon? They said, we'll get back to you. The head of the salon will get back to you. I said, okay, thank you. I waited. So then I called the salon.
Let me just pause the video right here. It seems like it started off good. She was giving her a consultation on everything. She did a test on a strand of hair, and then it went from all of that to, I'm not responsible if your hair melt. I would have walked out the salon, because if somebody's saying I'm not responsible if your hair melt or if something happens to your hair, that's cue for me to go ahead and exit to the left. You're not touching my hair. That's crazy. And it seems as if the purpose of doing the strand test and doing a consultation is to make sure that does not happen. So why would that be her response?
Patiently. I waited 5 days. I even left a review on Google and Yelp, but that was it. I didn't want to come to TikTok yet and release the names of everybody because I was giving everybody a chance to do the right thing. So I wait, nobody calls. I call today and they say, hey, yeah, the owner is here today. And she said she's going to give you a call before she leaves. It's just in a couple minutes. It won't be long. I said, okay. I waited. I took my 15-minute break then just so that I could wait and see if she called me. Nope, didn't call me. Didn't call me at all today. So what do? I go down to the salon for the first time since going back with my hair like this. And I walk in and I wait. I wait for over 15 minutes. Nobody comes to the desk. So I finally have to go back to one of the chairs, one of the rooms where somebody's doing something. And I said, hi, where's the owner of the salon? And she said, oh, she's not here right now. She left earlier. I said, well, can I have her number so I can call her? She was like, no, I don't give out her number. And I was like, well, is there anybody that I can talk to about getting a refund for my hair because it's melting off my head? And she was like, I have a client right now. I can't help you. How do you see a girl in tears come into your salon with hair like this, who tells you she's a single mom working a minimum wage job and she saved up for over 6 years to get her hair done just to have a nice, relaxing experience, to feel pretty afterwards? And I don't. My hair is ruined. Don't tell me to use the Olaplex. I've used the whole Olaplex kit. Don't tell me to do a certain curling thing and maybe your curling pattern will come through. There's no curling pattern. It's completely fried. Completely fried. I literally look like I am a wet dog that's been electrocuted. And I cannot manage it. I can't even put my fingers through it without it just getting stuck. It's so bad. And it was so silky and so beautiful and so healthy before. So if you want to get your hair done, do not go to Vanity Salon and Color Bar. They'll take your money and they'll fry your fucking hair. And you know what else is so funny is that on the Yelp and the Google review that I left, the owner responded and said, we're so sorry for your experience. We want to make it right. We want to regain your trust. Please call us immediately. No response. No response. Yeah, don't come to Vanity Salon and Color Bar. Last thing about this, and then I'll let it go. When I went into the salon, Ashlyn Argo, I walked up to her. She had a client in her seat. I just walked up and stared at her. And she said, I kid you not, just walked there and stood and stared at her with my hair like this. And she looked at me and she goes, I didn't do that. That wasn't me. Who else was it? Sorry. I left the salon. I am no harm to any of them. I am just very verbally angry. That is all. And Ashlyn Argo tried to make me a Christian while I was there too, in her seat. So tried to get me to come to church with her, talk to me about how much God means to her. Really loving chick. Great example of a God-fearing woman. So
I don't even get perms. I get relaxers, but I'm mad. I want to fly to California, or I think they said they were in North Carolina. I don't know. I want to fly to whatever state they're at and deal with her because that was very dismissive. And I don't like the way they did that. And I'm happy that this did blow up on TikTok because a lot of people felt like she said, I'm irresponsible. I blew through my life savings and it took me 6 years. But I didn't hear that. I heard I really wanted a service. I couldn't afford it. So I saved up for it because it's something that I really wanted. And when I finally got the service, it happened to go badly. I tried to get a refund and this was the result. So now I'm coming to TikTok because I'm desperate and because I do not have a lot of money. I'm upset about the way my service went. Like, that's what I heard. And y'all have to realize that $200, because some people, they're like, in the comments, they were like, oh, that's the average price. That's really cheap for color. But $200 for some people is brunch. $200 for me is groceries for 3 to 4 days. $200 to somebody else, it's a bill. $200 can last somebody a month. Like, $200 to a person that does not have money is a lot of money. So I don't know why people kept trying to focus on the fact that she said that it took her 6 years to save up this type of money. I don't think that was the point. The point was they should have never told her that they were not going to give her a refund and let her leave the shop like this. And another question people had is, oh, why did you leave the shop, or why did you pay them if you knew your hair was fried, dyed, and laid to the side? A lot of us are people pleasers. I went to salons plenty of time, got a hair service, and then when I got home, I realized that they messed up my hair, and now I'm texting them and I'm asking for a refund. Some people are just non-confrontational and they don't want to do all of that because they're still getting their feelings together. Y'all see her username is Millie is Moody, something along that lines. Like, y'all, it probably took her a minute to process that they messed her hair up. But after she posted that video, she also posted a video thanking everybody that was kind, because a lot of people said that they reported. I know somebody commented on the video and she was like, I think she said she reported it to somebody. Who did she report it to? She said, I may or may not have filed a complaint with the state board. And then there's thousands of reviews. People left terrible Google reviews and things of that sort. Her Instagram is now pulled down because they reported the page. Facebook deleted it because they went and they harassed her on that. And then she posted this update explaining to people why she mentioned she was a single mom. I have seen that thing where people always mention they're a single mom with anything to gain sympathy or to gain some type of shield. But in this situation, I feel like she mentioned she was a single mom to state, like, I don't have disposable income. I have kids that rely on my income, and this was something that I saved up for. And it actually shows that she's very responsible, because y'all know people get their hair done left and right, and they'll come online and beg for bill money and their necessities, and they'll get what they want to get. So the fact that she waited 6 years and she put her kids first to get this done, I honestly think it's sad that this was the verdict. But this was the second video that she made about just the rebuttals and the disputes that people were bringing up, like, oh, why did it take you so long? You must be lying about taking that long to get the $600. Like, you just trying to get sympathy from the internet.
Hi, beautiful humans. No update from the salon owner. I have my little Luna with me today. I don't like showing my kids' faces, and I won't be because people are creepy and weird on the internet, but there's a little flash of her. Can you say hi, friends? Can you say yup, yup, yup? Yup, yup. So I wanted to come on here and say one thing, because I've been seeing a whole bunch of people be like, there's absolutely no way it took her 6 years to save up $200. She's lying for your sympathy and attention. And you guys are falling right the fuck into it. No, I'm sorry. I'm not putting myself on a pedestal as a mom, but any single mom or anybody who knows a single mom knows that they continually put their kids before themselves. Do you know how many injuries I've had to pay for? How many birthday parties and events and things that are going on with my kids that I take all the money that I've saved for myself and I give it to them. I am on food stamps. I drove a Honda Element for the past 6 years that just died last month, and I had to get a new used car. And that Honda Element had a broken window for a whole year that I duct taped. And on the duct tape, it said, "We pick our battles," with a smiley face, because I couldn't fix the window. Okay? I have never been financially stable. And I'm not saying this because I'm proud of it. I'm not proud of it. Of course I want to be financially stable. Of course I want to be able to take care of my kids well and myself well. I'd love to go get Botox and lip fillers and not use box dye on my hair. I would love to fucking do that. You know how many people would love to fucking do that? So many people. So many people. But they can't. They can't. So I'm tired of everybody getting on here saying, you had so much, 6 years to save $200. That is a long time to save $200. I got the $200 quicker than 6 years. I spent it on something else before then. Something needed, like electricity or water or food for my children. Sue me. Actually, please don't. Thank you.
That's a good mother. And I honestly think situations like this just show how non-empathetic we are. Anytime somebody make a decision that you necessarily wouldn't make, you deem this person as a terrible person or irresponsible, and y'all like to just start putting names on people. But I thought she was actually very responsible for waiting 6 years. Yes, it may not have been the smartest decision to use $200 and you don't have a financial cushion. It definitely does make sense to at least have $500 to $1,000 saved up just in case of an emergency, instead of using $200 to get your hair done. But at the same time, just because she is poor, that doesn't mean that she doesn't deserve nice things. It's not like she coming on the internet asking you to pay her bills, take care of her children, put gas in her car. That's not the case. That'll be a different case where you can clock and talk about people's pockets when they're asking you for the money. But she's not coming online to do that. She's letting y'all know she paid for a service and she wants a refund because they pretty much wrecked her hair. And because she's not getting a refund, she's just putting the company on, or the salon on blast and exposing them. That doesn't give people the right to say, oh, well, you shouldn't be getting your hair done anyway. But again, I always notice that with anything on the internet, when you make a decision that somebody would not make, they quick to judge. When people make terrible decisions every day, you're probably sitting beside a terrible decision right now while you type in the comments talking about oh, you should never been in that chair anyway. But anyway, y'all, the salon finally did respond. Keep in mind, she didn't make this video until the 5th day. This was the 5th day of her trying to get a refund and following up with them. I honestly think if she would have never made this TikTok and the TikTok would have went viral, they would have never reached out to her. They're only giving her, well, let me not tell y'all. Well, I didn't even read all of it, but I believe they are agreeing to give her a refund. And I think it's only because people are bashing them. People are pulling up on the salon. At the salon, people are writing terrible reviews. People are contacting the board of cosmetology. Like, people are going in on them. So they didn't have no choice but to give her back her money. That's why I say sometimes you can't handle stuff with poise and be kind. And you can't handle stuff the classy way, because you see when she went in there classy, kind, and respectful, they were very dismissive and they didn't want to take responsibility for the damage of her hair. But when you cut up a little bit, that's when you finally get the resolution that you were asking for from the beginning. But let me go ahead and play the response that the salon provided her with.
All right, I promised I would update you guys as soon, the second I got anything. And I just got this text and a notification that my money had been refunded. It says, Millie, this is Amanda Thompson. I am the owner of Vanity Salon. I have spoken with Ashlyn and she is refunding your money for your service. I watched her do the refund myself. It could take a few business days to show up in your account, but it has been done. That's all I got from them. Here's my thing on this. I wish they could have just taken accountability. That has always been my biggest thing. If somebody will just take accountability and come to me and say, hey, I was tripping. I fucked up bad. And that is not the way that I want to be. And I'll be different moving forward. I'm really sorry. And I'm sorry for how this has affected you. That's all I wanted to hear. But I don't think that she can say those things, or anybody from the salon can say those things at this point without feeling or being scared or anxious that they're being legally watched. Or like, I know a lot of you guys have been saying, like, you need to sue. You need to like press charges. I don't have the time or energy to focus on doing anything else other than sharing what happened to me so that other people don't have it happen to them. And I've already got so many positive, like, things that are coming out of this that I don't have time or energy to put into something negative or put more into the salon when I have so much I need to put into my music for you guys and just hanging out with you guys more on here and finding out more about all of you. And like, that's what's interesting to me right now. That's what I want to do. I don't want to sue anybody. So I'm not saying this because I want them to come to me now and apologize. At this point, it's too late. I wish you would have done it from the get-go. I wish you would have come to me and just said, I'm sorry, we messed up. But I understand that some people, they can't do that, or they don't know how to do that yet, or they don't want to, or they're scared to, so they didn't. I'm not saying that's okay, but I'm just saying I think that's where I'm at right now with all this. Like, that's how I feel about it. I'm glad I got my money back. I'm glad more than anything that I met all of you. So that's the update.
Well,
for now.
I'm happy she getting her money back, but she could have at least said, I am sorry for your hair. She didn't have to take responsibility and say that she damaged her hair because, again, legal reasons. Of course, she wasn't going to say, I'm sorry for damaging your hair, because that would have been enough proof to take her to court and sue for emotional and physical damage. So, of course, she wasn't going to do that. But I think the bottom line is, if a person is poor, that doesn't mean they deserve to have a terrible service. It was just like they knew she didn't have no money or no resources, so they treated her less than and just dismissed her. But now they want to come online and give her a refund because of the internet. This could have just been handled completely differently. Also, I hope Millie going forward knows what she can and cannot share with the internet. You let them know that it took you 6 years to save $200. Not even on here making all these think pieces saying you didn't deserve to get your hair done, you lying about and it's just like, regardless if a person is poor or not, you don't deserve to live a joyless life. Like, you don't deserve to not be able to get your hair done every once in a while. Like, hell, I had some of my best moments when I was broke. Not proud of it, but I had a great life. Like, when I didn't have a dime to my name and I was living on the edge, I had some of the best times and some of the best experiences. People just need to have a little more empathy for people's situation. And that's honestly where I land. I'm sure if homegirl could pay for it with her SNAP benefits, she would have.